Now, the future of Raheem Sterling still remains unclear, but a report published today has seen him come out on top of a list of the most valuable young players in Europe. The Liverpool and England forward was calculated as the best player under 21 in a study conducted by Soccerex. They decided he was worth a value of nearly 50 million euros, which is actually less than the last bid Manchester City made for him. The report's author, Esteve Calzada, joined us a little earlier and explained why Sterling came out head and shoulders above the rest.
Being so young and with so much experience, the report values in a very high way the number of minutes played at the top level. So he combines the fact that he plays at a top team like Liverpool, he plays regularly, he also plays regularly in the national team, plus he has a British passport, which is also extremely important for the domestic market. So at the end of the day, combining all these factors is not a surprise to us that he came up number one in the list. Objectively, we think that is the value. Then at the end of the day, there can be deviation depending on the market situation. If a player is wanted by 3 different teams and there's competition, probably the price will go up, as opposed to a player that has a high value but has decided that he only wants to go to one team, and that team then would have less bargaining power as part of the process. But normally we should not expect to see players of this age playing regularly in these top teams, and that's why Sterling came up with such a high calculation, because it ticks most of the boxes.
So here's a look at the top 5 on the list, as well as some other interesting findings. Sterling is top, as you can see, valued at nearly 10 million euros more than number 2 on the list, PSG's Brazilian defender Marquinhos. A new Manchester United signing, Memphis Depay, 3rd on the list, with the only Italian in the top 20, Domenico Berardi. He's 4th. 3 other English players make the cut, all defenders: Luke Shaw, John Stones and Callum Chambers.
Any English player, it's kind of high valuable currency, because all the teams need to fulfill this obligation. And sometimes, if you are selling a player, you have a player like that, and you know that the buying team is in that need, probably you are in a better situation. So all in all combined, we see that the Premier League is the strongest one in terms of expenditure in player transfers, but also in terms of the value of the young players. We should see more and more teams betting on young players, sometimes just because of necessity, in the sense that they may not have a disposable income to go and spend a lot of money in new players, and sometimes as part of a necessity, of a philosophy. Some of the teams have decided to invest in academy and grow up players and try to have a larger number of homegrown players. So I think that this is, we came up with this list. If we would increase just 1 year the cut, because the cut is on 94, players born on 94, if it would have been 93, we would have included the likes of Harry Kane, and the numbers would have just doubled based on compared to the numbers that we published.